Hey guys, welcome to the Melanin. And as you know, tomorrow's Melanin Monday. But this week we want to do things a little bit different. And I want to start with asking you guys a question. The question is, have you ever lived somewhere where someone was murdered? Now, I know that there's a lot of people that probably live in places where people have passed away. But I want to know if you live somewhere where someone was murdered. After watching the Watcher series, that thing creeped me out. And it left me with thoughts of, man, are there people that stay in houses where people are murdered? Did you have to go in there and burn your sage up? Did you have, the preacher come and pray over your house? What did you do? Like, is there anything weird happening in your house? Like, I want to know. So definitely leave that in the comments. Let me know. I want to know. This is just something that has been in my head, and I absolutely want to know if you have a story. So this week, we want to do things a little bit different. And I hope you guys enjoy what we have in store for you this week. So stay tuned.
What's up, you guys? So it's Halloween season, spooky season. So we thought it would be a great idea to come to you guys with this true story that happened in Tucson, Arizona, that happened to Babe. So you guys know we love true crime, mysteries solved, true crime. When I first met Babe, this was in like 2010, him and his roommate at the time were talking about all this scary stuff that was happening in this house they lived in. So I'm like, are you for reals? I'm like, you guys are lying. What's the address? They give me the address and I go on Google and I start looking around and I find this news link of this lady that died of burn wounds, and her body was burned so bad she never recovered, and she passed away in that house. Like, she got burned and later passed away from those burns. So Babe, talk about some of the scary stuff that happened in that house.
All right, so what up, everybody? So stuff that was happening, like, it was always an eerie feeling. Like, it was this one area of the house. It was like an Arizona room / like third bedroom, kind of, if you want to look at it like that, or another living room or whatever. But that room stayed cold. When I say cold, my roommate would tell you, Cal, he will tell you, you can go in there sometimes and go like this and see your breath. Dead ass. And it's 110 outside. So it was always cold in there. And one day, like, I'm a gamer. Video games is kind of my life. So I'm playing the video game and I got my headphones on. And like, I hear the dog kind of kind of crying, but kind of like, yelp. I don't know what you would call it. Whimpering, yeah. And I look over and she's kind of like looking at the door. Next thing you know, the door slams hard. It was a glass, kind of a wooden door with glass mirrors. Slam hard as hell. Me not thinking nothing of it. I'm thinking it's like wind or something. You know what I mean? But
yeah, it just seemed creepy. And then what happened in the backyard?
So one day, when I come home from work, there's an alley, and then we can pull into the yard, or you can keep going because we parked on the front yard right off of Grant Road. I come through the alleyway, and it was like I couldn't get through because the fire department was there, and I'm like, what the hell? And I see my gate open. So, and come to find out, when I pulled up, the tree caught on fire that my dog was tied up to. Like, that's why I think, she never liked to be on leashes and stuff, because she was trying to get off that day. She didn't get burned or anything, but the fire department literally put the tree out right next to the dog where she was tied up at. Randomly caught on fire out of nowhere.
Yeah, so he drives home, the fire department's there, and his backyard is basically on fire randomly.
So a little bit before that, so there was 2 bathrooms, one in that Arizona room I was telling you about that's always cold, and the other one in between the bedrooms in the hallway. So I always wanted the dogs to, I would bathe them in that one, have them, I just leave the toilet seat up. We never used that bathroom for us. We kind of used it for the dogs, drinking water, bathing them and all that. They hated going in that bathroom. They hated it. They would never drink out the toilet bowl or anything out of that. And even when I went in there to like wash them, my boy dog will be scratching. Like I literally got some scratches on my arms because he would be scratching to get out of the bathroom.
They did not like that bathroom. Vibes were weird.
Mm-hmm.
So the house just seemed hella creepy, right? It was like a little weird attic
It was a door.
space.
It was a door slam for me. But again, at the time, I was in the midst of like gaming, so it really didn't hit me until after when Babe said she found this article. Because I'm telling her, mind you, I was in the house.
But what about the little boy though?
Oh, so it's 2 houses down. My neighbor, the son, would always come to the yard, pet the dogs through the fence, say what's up, and keep on moving. Well, this day, I see him. I'm playing video games in the Arizona room, and like you can see right outside the blinds. You see the little boy coming. You see both the dogs run to the fence. He's playing with him, and they running back and forth. And I come out. I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Oh, hey. Oh, you guys live here now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, He's like, "What do you say? Do you know about Did you hear about what happened to the lady at that house?" And I'm like, "No." So I walk over to the fence, like, "No, what happened?" He's like, "Yeah, my dad put her out. He helped put her out. She was on fire, and she came to our house, and we helped her put her out in the bathtub." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, so he said a lady that lived in that house caught on fire, ran butt naked to their house, and his dad put her in the bathtub to put out the fire on her. And he was like, "So you guys live here now?" And Babe's like, "Yeah." So he said pretty much once that boy said something,
it all made sense now. I was like, "Oh snap!" Because mind you, in that bathroom too, on the wall you can see where like burn marks, but you can see where they tried to paint over it. So you can kind of, if you looked at it, you can see it. But if you just go in there to use the bathroom, it wasn't really nothing to see. But it all made sense.
So yeah, basically they ended up moving out of that house. This was all before I even knew Babe. They ended up moving out of that house. They even tried to go to court to see if they could get their money back because they knew it was a haunted house, and the courts
We
were
literally went to court.
So yeah, they move out that house. Fast forward, boom. They're talking about it once I meet Babe. I Google the address, and sure enough, I find the news link. Now, Tucson's small. I'm not going to name any names, but it is Googleable. The house is on Grant and Campbell. And I don't want to say any names or whatnot because, it's a sensitive subject. You just have to Google like burn, if you know how to Google to find shit, in which I know a lot of y'all do, you'll find it. Because that's how I found it. So, just because it's a sensitive subject, this lady ended up dying. So what I Googled was this lady lived by herself. She was melanin. She lived by herself. She was talking to this guy. He showed interest in her and stuff, and she didn't really want to date him, whatnot. Like, he was just a friend. He wanted to date, whatever. He was kind of taking the relationship on a serious level, and she was trying to keep it on a friend level.
Put him in the friend zone.
Yeah, no. So basically, like, she told him, hey, I think we should just be friends. Let's chill back a little bit. And she had told her friends and everything, like, yeah, I'm going to tell him we're just going to be friends. And, so she's in the shower at that house on Grant and Campbell.
In that room.
Mm-hmm. What's the address? You want to give the address?
No, it's cool.
So she's there in that shower. Now, this is the part of Grant and Campbell. If you know Tucson, there's a row of houses. It's like on the west side. If you're going down Campbell, you turn, you're going south on Campbell, you turn right on Grant. On the west side, you'll see a row of houses. So it's one of them houses right there on that busy ass road. Anyways, she lives there by herself. She's in there one day taking a shower after she told that dude, let's be friends. And he comes in there while she's showering, and he douses her with gasoline or some type of flammable fluid.
And lights her on fire, throws a match in there on her.
Yes, throws a match. He runs away, and she's on fire. So that's when she ran
to the neighbor.
Yep, and the first thing he did was put her in the bathtub and put her out. She ended up dying. I want to say, like, she definitely fought a good fight. She ended up passing, I want to say, a couple of months later. But, you know, she was melanin, he was melanin. They did eventually catch him in Washington.
So now it all makes sense about the tree being on fire too. So remember that. She ran out the back of the house where the dogs were, remember, back out the back alley into the neighbor's back door, knocked on the door, banged on the door, they let her in, put her out. So now the fire in the backyard all makes sense.
Like, how creepy is that? Like, so Babe literally moved in this house after she passed away. They rented the house back out, and Babe and his roommate ended up moving in. They happened to tell me about it one day, and they don't even know the story of the lady besides what the little boy told them. And I happened to Google it, and sure enough, you see this whole story pop up. And you know, like I was saying, I don't want to say any names or nothing because it's just sensitive, and she did pass away. He's black, she was black. And if you can think of what Granton Campbell looks like, it's those strip of houses right there, you know, that are right on that busy ass street.
And mine just a strip of houses, so not the one with the gate you can see through the front. Past that, the next road, and it's that strip of houses. But yeah, the dogs, like I said, they hated it.
Yeah, the dogs got bad vibes. Babe felt weird vibes. And then after the little boy told them what happened,
it all just started clicking like, what the hell? Oh, and this explains the door slam and oh, the coldness. Like, I think the lady was attached to that house. I really do.
Or just the bad spirit of everything. So, yeah, how creepy is that? Like, I love true crime. That's why I wanted to bring that story to you guys. Because if you've seen the movie The Watcher, like just seeing how those people moved into their dream house and then it gets fucking spooky. But ever since then, I've always Googled addresses. Like ever since Babe told me that, I've always Googled addresses. My sister actually lived upstairs. But below her, this was another house, but below her, somebody died very brutally in the apartment below her. So it's just really creepy. And I think sometimes like our house was built in 1968, this house we live in right now. So I always think like, ooh, like where are those people now who all dwelled through here and shit like that? And that,
where's my sage?
Yeah, that's what also makes me want to like make sure I sage shit, wipe down shit.
I really feel though, like, not even trying to be funny, but I really feel like if you got bad energy, other like energy feeds off that. Like,
did you have bad energy at that time?
I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you.
Or is it just that house?
It was just that house.
You know,
but like, just say you go to a house and like, you know, it's just waiting to feed off some shit. You know, if y'all watch Ghost Adventures and all that, like
I don't watch that shit.
I'm the one that believe in the aliens and all that.
Yeah.
So
I watch true crime. Like this shit really happened. That's why I wanted to bring it to y'all.
Scared, and she be scared to go to the bathroom later.
Yeah, some of it is very spooky. Like there's a show called Frogging or Froggers where it talks about people living in your house with you and you don't even know.
All in the walls and all that. And
like in the little crawl spaces and shit like that. Spooky as hell. Unsolved mysteries too be scary as shit sometimes.
And it's
like,
unsolved though. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, yo. I ain't one of them getting to all that crazy true crimes, but I come in sometimes and she be watching some of the ones that have you like, wait, what they say? Well, so what happened so far? And then you caught up and then you just right there like.
But it just makes me more cautious, so.
Cautious, okay.
Yeah. And Babe, sometimes I watch that shit and I have to tell Babe, hey, come to the bathroom with me real quick, just accompany me, because a bitch feels scared. But if you know me, then you know what it is with me. So, yeah.
Scary ass.
But so, yeah, we wanted to bring this story to you guys. I thought it was really creepy and just fitting for the season.
It was creepy for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Living in there, and like I said, the door slammed. Literally, I'm. This is me gaming. the dog is behind me. I look back. I take one headphone off, and I'm looking at it like, and then boom, the door just slams while I'm looking at it. I'm getting chills right now just even thinking about that.
So yeah, like, have you guys ever lived in a house where some shit went down? Has any creepy shit ever happened to you?
Hey, let us know in the comments. And if you want that address, comment on this, like it, subscribe, and share. And I may share that address with you.
But yeah, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for telling us the story, babe. And peace out. Yo, shout out to all the real supporters. Thanks for watching every week, and we'll see you next Monday.